guys, Team 6 member Justin Royal here to talk to you about the Trace multi-jointed swim bait from 6th Sense Fishing. As we move into the warmer months, the bluegill and the shad start moving up shallow. It's one of my favorite times to throw this bait, cover water and draw out a reaction strike and draw out a bigger reaction strike. You can fish this thing a multitude of different ways. You can fish it fast, you can let it sink and fish it a little bit slower. It's available in floating, slow sink, and fast sink versions. So any part of the water column that you want to run this bait in, 6th Sense has you covered. First, straight retrieve. You can just throw it out there and burn it back to the boat, and that'll get them eaten. But there are multiple ways that you can fish this bait. You can incorporate rod twitches and little pops of the reel handle to make this bait twitch and dart around underneath the surface of the water. So you can be on a retrieve, just slow rolling the bait and then bump it like that, and it'll make the trace flutter. And it just looks like a dying bait fish or a dying bluegill, and it just gets them fired up. I've caught so many fish on that little flutter. So you guys can see how I was kind of making that bait flutter underneath the surface of the water. Sometimes when they won't chase the bait down on a straight retrieve, that little flutter can mimic the food chain. So what happens is you have a smaller fish that chases a little bit larger fish that maybe chases a little bit larger fish, and a lot of times that little chain of command in the system can get a bass fired up. They see smaller fish chasing another fish and it just cracks their instinct and they can't help but bite. And that's one of the ways that I draw out those strikes on this bait. I love fluttering this thing underneath the water. I've caught so many big fish doing that. I'm throwing this bait on 20-pound fluorocarbon. I like to use a little bit heavier line when I'm fishing a larger swim bait. 17 will do all right. I'm throwing it on the 7-foot, 7-inch heavy fast Sensory Series rod. I like a little bit of a longer rod when I throw this bait. That allows me to load up on the cast and send this bait out there a mile. So a little bit of a longer length on the rod. I find that the 7.7 heavy fast is perfect for this bait. The Trace multi-jointed swim bait from 6th Sense Fishing, one of my absolute favorite ways to catch them and one of the funnest baits you can throw. Check it out, guys.